and we apologize for some of the technical difficulties, but we are live. SoCon Semifinal number 2 on the men's side. The 7 and the 6 seed. It's UNCG against Furman. The Spartans at 15 and 18, 9 and 9 in conference, having played 2 games already in this tournament, beating 10th seeded VMI, and then knocking out the 2nd seed Wofford yesterday. Excuse me. Against the 6th seed Furman, who eliminated the 3 seed Samford and one of the trendy picks, Samford, in yesterday's conference championship game. I'm Seth Eaves. Thank you so much for being with us as our coverage of college basketball rolls along. UNCG and Furman, of course, the winner knows. The winner now knows who they will meet in the championship. If the winner gets the top seed East Tennessee State, who survived an almighty scare from Western Carolina. So a big day of action again. 4 men's championship games, 8 women's championship games. What a weekend. What a day it's been as we are heading into the evening session of this wild championship Sunday. So UNCG and Furman, again, these are the 7 and the 6 seeds. And folks, as someone who has been around this league for a while, there are few conference tournaments in the country, forget major in the entire country, that just have the atmosphere, the pizzazz, and just the downright awesomeness to it like the Southern Conference tournament has. It's been in Asheville, North Carolina every year since 2012. It always brings a great crowd. It's a central location. You get a lot of passionate fan bases, and you get a lot of good, exciting basketball, too. And it's kind of a wide-open year. Not really a dominant team in the conference like you're used to seeing a team, or maybe not, if not a dominant team, a team you feel like is the favorite. A lot of wide openness. Of course, last year was the first year in quite a while that we had a team that won the tournament that didn't win the regular season. That was Wofford. And of course, we already know 1 seed is going to the championship. Will it be the 6 or the 7 that they'll play in that championship game? Here's Abijah Franklin for Furman on the left block. Franklin knifes in, and it's no good, and it's picked up by the Spartans. UNCG with it. Here's Noah Norgard with it. And some more technical issues again here with our monitor. All right, 14-7, UNCG on top in this one. Neely knifes in, no good, but a foul. These two teams met twice in the regular season. Everybody plays each other twice, of course, in conference play. It was a split. But it was an unusual split. The road team won both games. The first game was January 23rd in Greensboro, an 89-66 Furman win. The Spartans then won in Greenville February 8th, 67-64. First free throw is good. UNCG. Spartans lost the regular season finale Furman lost the regular season finale to Western Carolina, but got the big win against Samford. And the Spartans will They're playing their best basketball at the time. They had lost 3 of 4 coming in, but have won the last 2, put themselves in the semis. 16-7 lead for the Spartans. Here's Alex Wilkins now for Furman. Wilkins now at the top of the key. Wilkins goes for the lob inside to Tom House. Now it's Charles Johnston. Johnston backs at 11 to shoot. Now gives it up to Bowser. Now here is Johnston. Johnston trying to post in. Johnston, no good. And in a fight for the ball, ooh, that looked like a potential elbow there. Oh boy. Domus Kazunas with a bit of a whack there, and they might take a look at that. UNC Greensboro, UNCG as they are known. Again, these lesser conferences, we get the tournaments, we like to do this. 1 stoppage equals 1 segment. And this will start with UNCG, their history. They've been to the tournament 4 times. They've lost all 4 times. Their first appearance was a 5-point loss to Cincinnati in 1996. They also won their way to the tournament in 2001, 2018, and most recently in 2021. 2001 was a 28-point loss to Stanford as a 16. If they've been a 13 seed their other 2 times, played a great game in 2018 against Gonzaga before losing by 4. And then in that Indiana bubble, lost by 10 to Florida State. They've been to the NIT 3 times. They have 1 win. That was in 2019 when they notched an 84-69 win over Campbell in the first round before losing to Lipscomb. And they've been to the quarterfinals of the CBI in 2016, losing by 5 to Ohio. University of North Carolina Greensboro is, of course, in Greensboro. 19,764 the enrollment. Amongst the notable alumni, or those that either gone to school or alumni, include Emmylou Harris, Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter. As well as former baseball player Danny Valencia. How about Delana Harvick, wife of Kevin Harvick? And the late Kay Yao as well. So they did issue a flagrant there. So a free throw, the flagrant free throw for Furman, and first flagrant free throw is no good. So 2 shots in the ball here. Second free throw is good. Whoa, you gave it the wrong team there, Buster. For Johnston, who's admittedly, just a 64% free throw shooter, the senior from Sydney, Australia. So Furman with the basketball. And the inbound, here is the catch-and-shoot 3. That is way off the mark. And a rebound by UNCG. Out of bounds it goes. Spartans a little too much ahead of the pack on that one. Furman with the basketball now. Here is Alex Wilkins with it. Wilkins trying to knife his way inside. It's no good. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Paladins. And of course, they've been a rather familiar mainstay to this portion of the tournament the last several years. We'll get more into that a little bit later on. Wilkins. Bowser. Inside, and that's 2 more for Cole Bowser. And we have a stoppage. So that looks like we're ready to go. So 16-10, UNCG leads as now play resumes. Norgard just throws one up and then gets fouled. The Furman student section that UNCG is attacking didn't seem to agree with it, right to left. And so Norgard will go to the free throw line, where on the year he is a 70% free throw shooter. Freshman from Copenhagen, Denmark. Here's the first free throw. It is up and it is in. It rattled in. Both free throws good. 18-10 is the lead for UNCG. So here's Furman with the ball down by 8. This is Wilkins on the right wing. Wilkins now over to Tom House. House now over to Johnston. Now back to House. House on a drive. House inside. Rims out no good. Johnston the rebound. Body's hitting the deck. And we've got a foul here, but against who? It's on UNCG. So here's Furman. Johnston. We'll hand it off. 12 to shoot. Thomas lob to Johnston. Johnston underneath. Nice work by Chase Johnston, and he puts it in. And Furman back to within 6. So here's Pinedo with it. Gets out Norgard for 3. Too strong. Back tap. Norgard saves it from back court. Lillian Marville now has it. Here's Marville on the move. Marville, good drive. Bynum attacks the lane and scores. Shane Bynum with a basket. And it is 20-12 UNCG. Furman a 3 at the other end. It will not fall. Here is Norgard on the run for the Spartans. Norgard reverse layup. It is no good. And the rebound by Johnston. Inside of 12 minutes to go first half. 8-point lead for UNCG. Johnston now to House. House back to Johnston. Here's Johnston. Johnston now over to Cole Bowser. Bowser. Lob inside and pass is picked off by the Spartans. So UNCG now with a chance to run. It's Norgard to Marville. Now Marville hands it off to Clinton Fenda. Fenda, Younger for 3. Rims out no good. Rebound Furman Bowser. Paladins now on the run. This is Johnston with it now. Johnston will whip around now over to House. House inside, and it's no good, but there is a foul, and we'll go to the under 12 break. 10:54 to play in the first half, and a 20-12 lead for UNCG in this SoCon semifinal. We're going to take a quick pause and be right back. 8-point lead for UNCG over Furman. Furman 7 times in their program's history they've been to the NCAA tournament. They made the Sweet 16 in a short field in 1974. However, in the 64-68 team era, they've only been once. Their one conference championship in 2023. Of course, what a 2-year run. 2022, maybe the greatest championship game in SoCon history. Furman losing at the buzzer in overtime to Chattanooga. Paladins getting about it, but they got revenge on them the next year. And then that big win over Virginia in the first round before they lost to San Diego State in the second round. But what a moment it was for Furman. Here's Edwin Bronson, and no good on his shot. Ball tapped around and into the hands of Justin Neely. And 23 to play in the opening half. Here is Pinedo. Marville step back. Rims out, being chased by Whitehead. Whitehead now on the move. Whitehead, 17-footer. Rims out, no good, and it goes out of bounds. Finished the thought about Furman. Furman's history, they've also been to the NIT 3 times, including 1 year ago where they lost to North Texas. They reached the CIT semifinals in 2017, where they lost on that occasion to St. Peter's. The other way is we near the halfway point of the first half. Furman out of Greenville, South Carolina. $2,280 the enrollment. Slightly over 2,000 on the drive. Oh, good work inside. Cooper Bowser with 2 more. And it's now 20-14. UNCG on top. 16 to shoot. Oh, bad pass. It's loose. Furman's got it. Going the other way. And drawing the foul after missing his shot was Bronson. So Edwin Bronson, who's a 69% free throw shooter, goes to the line. Notable alumni of Furman. How about Clint Dempsey, former U.S. men's national soccer team star. Brad Faxon, who had a great career as a professional golfer. Actress and comedian Victoria Jackson, whose first free throw is good. As well as Amy Grant. Actually, no, Amy Grant had a concert. I'm going to say, Amy Grant didn't go to Furman? Look at that sheet in front of me. God. It's amazing how what happens sometimes when you don't pay attention sometimes. First, second free throw good as we go back to the game. Look at the game, please. 20-16. Nearing 9 minutes to play first half. 5 Furman turnovers. UNCG with it. This is Whitehead. Whitehead. Now on the move to Neely. On the right block. Here's Neely. Bounce pass to KJ Younger. Younger inside. No, but he gets fouled. We'll go to the line. 71% free throw shooter is KJ Younger. Freshman out of Matthews, North Carolina, went to Weddington High School. So free throws coming up for him. Averages 15 a game. He has been key. You know, sometimes when your team has rough years, a little bit of disappointing year, it means you're playing some young guys and freshmen are having to step up. And, well, he's great, but boy, has he stepped up. And, I heard someone say this the other day. At this rate, there's really no such thing as a freshman or a sophomore when you get to this time of the year. And Younger, as he makes a second free throw, has shown that. He's averaged 24 points in the first 2 games of the tournament. UNCG having played an extra game. They played in the opening round on Friday. They beat VMI before stunning Wofford yesterday. Furman just has played one game, beating Sanford. Cut to the basket. No, but a foul. Bronson fouled, 8:28 to go. Of course, this is a conference. The SoCon, as those of you watching the stream that follow the SoCon may know, it is a league that is set to grow. Next year, there will be 11 teams in it, with the addition of Tennessee Tech. First free throw good for Bronson. Redshirt sophomore from Tampa. 22-17 with 8:28 to play in the opening half. Here's the second free throw, and that one is also good. We have a 4-point game with 8:26 to play first half. Neely on the move. Here's Younger on the attack and rejected. Good defense by the Paladins. Now Furman looking to run. Accelerating and scoring. Alex Wilkins lays it in. And we got a 2-point game. An 8-2 run here for Furman. And a traveling violation, which will give Furman the basketball back. 7:52 to play first half. UNCG is led by 60-year-old Mike Jones, a 1987 graduate of Howard University. A career assistant for 17 years. He was an assistant at Howard, Furman, Richmond, West Virginia, Georgia, and VCU. He got his first head coaching gig in 2011 when he took the head gig at Radford. Twice was a Big South Coach of the Year, and he took Radford to the NCAA tournament in 2018. Then when Wes Miller bolted for Cincinnati, Jones was named as the new head coach. Of course, his father, Jimmy, was a professional player. He played in the ABA from 1967 to 74 and then played in the NBA 77. The media gave him SoCon Coach of the Year honors 3 years ago. 4 postseason appearances, just one to the dance. He also went to 2 CBI quarters at Radford and also made the CBI with the Spartans. Trying to make a run in March with the Spartans and trying to pull out here he is to 4 and 4 days. That would be a bit crazy, but again, as you're going to find out in halftime, it's not impossible, at least on the women's side. At this tournament. In Asheville, North Carolina, it's a great site for this tournament. Of course, there are multiple Southern Conference championships held in Asheville. Just a perfect location for all the schools. UNCG, the win sends them to the title game for the first time since 2021. We mentioned how familiar Furman is at this. If they win, they're in the final for the 3rd time in 4 years. So here is Bronson to inbound for the Paladins. So now here is Wilkins for Furman. 20 to shoot. High pass. Good set. Bronson thought about it briefly. Bronson on the right wing. Wilkins. Wilkins' pass is picked off. In transition go the Spartans. Norgard a three, and it's good. Norgard cans a triple. He's a 38% three-point shooter, and he gives the Spartans a 5-point lead. Wilkins on the accelerator. Knifes in. Misses. And then a late foul call. 7 minutes to play in the first half. Furman, of course, led by one of the finest mid-major coaches in the United States, Bob Ritchie, the 42-year-old from New Orleans, a 2006 graduate of North Greenville, a Division II school, which is not too far away at all. Basically, the name ball from Furman, as Wilkins makes the first. Started his career as an assistant under Barclay Radabot, Charleston Southern. Then was an assistant at Furman and then took the head job in 2017. He was the one that ended Furman's long tournament dry spell as far as making it. He did such a great job. Won his 200th game earlier this year, just a few weeks ago. 201 wins and 93 defeats. Just a great record. That's flirting with 70% win total. 7 to shoot for the Spartans. Neely, top man on the team. Shot from the left block. Good. Silky smooth shot there by Justin Neely. And it gives the Spartans a 5-point lead with 6:20 to play in the first half. Here comes Furman with Wilkins. Wilkins fade away off the front rim. No good. Here's Neely for UNCG in transition. Norgard gives it up. Here's Clyde Bailey the second. Bailey blocked. Bowser got the block. The ball is still loose. Neely fights for it. It is a held ball, and the arrow in this situation will favor UNCG. Under 6 minutes to play in this first half. 27-22 in the second SoCon Semi. The winner moves on to play East Tennessee State, the top seed, in tomorrow's championship game. Sweep up the floor here. You always want to make sure to sweep the floor up in these situations. So here is the inbounds pass for Greensboro. Neely has it. Now it is Norgard. Here's the left wing three, and oh, that's good. Oh, what a three ball that is. Younger knocking it down. As we said, this freshman has grown up this week in Asheville. Really stepping up to the plate. The lead at 8 for the Spartans. Johnston for Furman. Now gives it to Bronson on the left wing. Bronson, 11 to shoot. 8-2 run for Greensboro. Bronson a three in and out. And UNCG gets the rebound. Here is Norgard. Younger, 23 to shoot. Now over to Neely. Younger on the right wing. Here is Younger. Neely spins and off the mark. Good, but a foul will send Neely back to the line. Grad student from Miami Beach who transferred to the program from Albany. First free throw coming up here for Neely. He takes a deep breath and makes it. Mass substitutions for both teams. free throw, good. 32-22. "12 points for Neely, and he's 4-4 at the line. Johnston, kick out. Good fake. Ooh, a little bit of an awkward pass. House, though, able to save it. House now over to Johnston. House, 7 to shoot. House with 5. House, turnaround. No. Johnston got the rebound, though. Stripped away, and UNCG has it. Here come the Spartans on the run with Donald Whitehead. Good pump fake. Pinedo back to Neely. 18 to shoot. Neely, 15 on the timer. Neely is fouled as he had his back to the basket and try to lay it in that way. Ten-point game. And now here is the free throw. Second free throw, good. And just like that, the Spartan lead is now up to 12. Johnston with the ball now for Furman. Johnston, a nice layup, and it's now a 10-point game, 34-24. Ten-point game. Johnston, 5 points, 3 rebounds. Got a tie-up here. Another tie-up as they were scrambling for it with the shot clock winding down. And it's going to be Furman basketball. 3:21 to play first half. Breaking the action. Spartans lead it by 10. 3:21 to play first half. 34-24 the lead for UNCG over Furman. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll give you some scores from across the country on a big day of action for both men's and women's basketball. A day which saw 4 men's tickets and 8 women's tickets be handed out. Among the stuff we'll talk about, power conference stuff on the women's side. We'll also tell you how a top 10 matchup fared in the men's side to end the regular season. Also, lost my train of thought here. And also, we'll tell you what happened earlier in Asheville. A shocker on the women's side and a men's tournament that has been thrown completely into chaos. More on that coming up at halftime. So Furman down by 9 with the basketball. So apparently they reviewed something and took a point away. Anyway, it's 33-24. Oh, good pass inside. And Charles Johnston with 2 more. So we've got a 33-26 game. 33-26 lead for the Spartans. Here's Whitehead. Now gets it to Pinedo. Whitehead off the window, and it is good for Donald Whitehead Jr. Boy, he just kind of worked his way in and scored it. 9-point game. Wilkins right block. Now kicks it back out to Johnston on the right wing. Now back to Wilkins. Wilkins goes inside. His shot block. Loose scramble. And UNCG has it. Here comes Whitehead. Whitehead, left wing. Now over to Bailey. Bailey now over to Neely. Neely. The ball bounced off his foot and it goes into the hands of a Furman player before it went out of bounds. Wilkins. Wrap around over to Bronson. Johnston inside and he loses it. So it's going to be Asa Thomas at the free throw line. 75% free throw shooter, redshirt sophomore from Lake Forest, Illinois. The Clemson transfer misses the first. Appeared in 12 games as a redshirt freshman for the Tigers 1 season ago. Second free throw, good. Furman within 8. Whitehead up the floor for UNCG. And then a foul away for the ball, and it's on Furman as we're inside of 2 minutes to play in this set first half of this second semifinal. Gosh, I just can't tell all you folks how much I love this sport and love these watch-alongs. Hope you're enjoying me bringing you the watch-along. A little mixture of commentary, a little mixture of silliness and chicanery and sappiness from me. Here's Whitehead. Now Younger on the right wing. Still 16 to shoot. Whitehead, now it's Norgard. Boy, the ball movement has been exquisite. Younger, another 3. That one rims out a little too strong. And then over the back foul called on Furman. And the purple pouting crowd, not appreciative. The purple-clad pouting crowd, not appreciative. Boy, they are not happy with that call. You be the judge. I don't know how much of that there really was. But anyway, here is Valentino Pinedo, the senior from Murcia, Spain, and he missed the free throw. And you can hear about 2,000 Furman fans in that building saying, "Ball don't lie," all at once. 92 seconds to play in the first half. Vanderwall. He's been kind of quiet in this game. He's a good player for this team. Had some big moments last night. Franklin straightaway three is a bit too strong. Rebound UNCG. Here is Noah Norgard. Now Norgard on drive. Here's a kick out. Younger all alone for three, and he cans it. 34% three-point shooter. He's in his bag in this one, and Furman is going to take a timeout. It's an 11-point lead for the Spartans. Quick timeout. We'll be right back. Under a minute to go in the first half. Furman down by 11. Paladins have got to get it worked. Here is Bowser. Now over to Bronson. Bronson at the top of the key. Bronson leans in, and UNCG with the rebound. 7-second difference between game and shot clock. 38-27. They lead Furman in this Southern Conference Championship bout. Norgard. Pinedo, kick out, three. Younger again, no. Pinedo in a tussle, loses the rebound, and boy, Vanderwall's about to pull a half-court shot, realized there was more time. Give and go. House is fouled on a three-point attempt. It was a desperation three off the mark, but Norgard fouled him. And so the 85% free throw shooter from Dayton, Ohio, goes to the line. Oh, no, there was a foul on Furman. So it's UNCG the other way. 2 seconds left. One shot at the buzzer is in and out. And that takes us to halftime. The 7th seed, who started the weekend 5 games under 500, trying to be the Southern Conference's agent of chaos. They lead Furman 38-27 at halftime. We've got scores coming your way, so don't you go anywhere. You see the score, 38-27, UNCG leading Furman at halftime in the SoCon Men's Basketball Tournament on this big day for men's and women's basketball across the country. Seth Eaves back with you here. Let's get you covered what else is happening. As you know what we do here, we go full throttle with basketball scores. Let's start with men before we go to the championship games on the men's side. Let's take a look at what else is going on. Regular season ending today for a few top 25 teams. Of course, the marquee game, if you're into the regular season aspect of it, no doubt the renewal of one of the best rivalries in the sports, a top 10 clash. Number 8 Michigan State in Ann Arbor to face third-ranked Michigan. How about those Wolverines? They win their 29th of the year. Yaxel Lindeborg scored 27. Wolverines beat the Spartans 90-80. They sweep the season series and now are the ones to get ready for the Big Ten tournament in Chicago. Who knows? Might see these teams a third time. Just never know. Number 9, Nebraska has just finished off Iowa in overtime, 84-75. Iowa staged a furious rally to send the game to overtime, but Nebraska hangs on to the extra frame, and the Cornhuskers' magical ride continues. They finished 26-5 and 15-5 in the Big Ten. And one other game in the Big Ten in the regular season, top 25 today. Number 11 Illinois got the victory over Maryland. Final in that ball game, Fighting Illini 78, Terrapin 72. David Merkovich scored 22 for Illinois in the win. Earlier to now, 4 automatic bids to the tournament handed out. 3 have already been handed out. Let's start with the one that some of you may have seen earlier here on one of our streams, the Big South Championship. What a second half performance for High Point. Second straight year they win the Big South by beating Winthrop in the process. High Point 91, Winthrop 76. The Panthers will take a 30-4 record with them into the NCAA tournament. The Arch Madness final, Northern Iowa and UIC today, and the Panthers, for the first time since that 2016 team, they're in the dance. 23rd win of the year. They led by 7 at halftime and cruised from there. They win over UIC. They extinguished the flames, if you will. 84-69, UNI in the tournament. The A-Sun Championship today in Jacksonville. We were guaranteed a first-time tournament entry in that game. And how about a team that's only been in Division I for 4 years going to the dance? Queens University of Charlotte. In overtime, Queens 98, Central Arkansas 93. The Royals into the NCAA tournament. And this time next week, they'll know who they're playing. Many think Queens are heading for the first 4 in Dayton. There's still one more championship game later tonight. That's the Summit League Championship between North Dakota and North Dakota State. Other men's conference tournaments going on. The WCC tournament gets cranked up tonight with 2 more games. In the pseudo quarterfinals, if you will, that ladder system, the 2 games tonight are San Francisco versus Oregon State at about 8:30, and then at 11 o'clock for United Owls Pacific against Santa Clara, and that is a very important game for Santa Clara as far as the bubble is concerned. In the Patriot League, Hank Alvey's 30 points led Lehigh over Colgate 76-69. And Lehigh gets an unexpected surprise. They will not have to go to Annapolis on Wednesday for the championship. They'll host it against Boston U. A crazy finish. Chance Gladden buries a miracle 3 at the buzzer. He scored 26 points. A heartbreaker for the midshipmen, who were looking for their first bid since 1998. 26-7, a great year, but it ends in despair, such as the pain of being in a one-bid conference. They fall at home to Boston, 73-72. So it'll be Lehigh and Boston on Wednesday night for the Patriot League Championship. In Pensacola, the Sun Belt semifinals. First semifinal, 11:44 to play. Troy on top of Southern Miss, 57-44. Later tonight, Georgia Southern meets Marshall in semifinal number 2. We mentioned the Southern Conference. This is the game, of course. You're listening to UNCG Furman. Earlier today, what a comeback by top seed East Tennessee State. They were down 14 at the half against Western Carolina. Tim Kraft's team looked like they were on the verge, but a great second half performance by the top seeded Bucks. They escaped their Blue Ridge rivals 69-67. Win 23 puts ETSU into the championship game. One second round Horizon League game today. Northern Kentucky over Green Bay, 96 to 76. MAAC semifinals, 9:41 to go. It's Merrimack leading Marist 47-42. Marist the top seed Merrimack the top seed in that tournament. Later tonight, Fairfield and Siena will play in the other semifinal. Starch Madness, the Big Sky tournament, the first of the 2 games on the first day in that tournament. On the second round, the first of the 2 second round games in that tournament is just getting underway. They're about 2.5 minutes in. Portland State leads Idaho State 3-2. The other game tonight pits Idaho against Montana State. And folks, whether it be mid-major or power conference, there seems to be one tournament each year that just throws everything up into a blender and becomes the Chaos Tournament. And folks, look no further than the Coastal Athletic Association, the CAA. The top 2 seeds are about to be history. Earlier today, Campbell overcame a 2-point halftime deficit and blew out the top seed UNC Wilmington 85-70. The Camels at 16-17, they're in the semifinals. They get Monmouth tomorrow night, who took down Drexel 65-57. Jason Rivera Torres at 14. So you got Campbell, Monmouth. And the number 2 seed is getting waxed. 9:21 to go. 2 seed Charleston trails Towson 69-45. The winner of that game plays either William and Mary or Hofstra in the semifinals. And finally, Southland Tournament getting underway. First game of that tournament tonight. 9:18 to go. It's New Orleans leading Houston Christian 56-42. Of course, most people think that's setting up to be a McNeese and Stephen F. Austin coronation. Now, how about the ladies? Women's basketball. 8 championship games, 8 auto bids to the women's tournament were handed out today. Let's go ahead and get you caught up on what happened to them. A no contest in Indianapolis. Number 2, UCLA blew out number 9, Iowa. Back-to-back Big Ten titles for Corey Close's Bruins. They beat the Hawkeyes 96-45. UCLA rolling in. As seen earlier, perhaps by some of you on an Ultimate Sports Media stream, how about Texas? They win the SEC tournament. They started on a 14-0 run against South Carolina and never looked back. Vic Schaefer gets the better of Dawn Staley. The Horns hooked the Gamecocks. 78-61 was the final in that one. A day of mild-ish surprises. Here's another one. West Virginia, 15th ranked West Virginia takes the Big 12 title. They knock out number 10 TCU 62-53. TCU was the top seed, but it's the Mountaineers. Mountain Mama at 27-6. What a game in Duluth. The ACC Women's Championship. It went overtime, but number 13 Duke wins for the second straight year. They beat 12th ranked Louisville 70-65. Carol Lawson's team, after a really tough non-conference start, righted the ship, and now they're ACC champs again. A10 women's auto bid goes to the 28-4 Rhode Island Rams. They beat George Mason 53-51 in that championship game. How about in the SoCon? We teased that the SoCon had a surprise. Well, the SoCon women's tournament does have a surprise. For just the second time ever, a 6 seed has won the tournament. Samford was 13-18 when they started play at the tournament in midweek. After beating Wofford and ETSU, they got to the final, and then they knock out the top seed Chattanooga today, 72-67. The 16 and 18 Bulldogs are into the women's field of 68 again. These are all women's scores. Big South Women's Championship. This is heading for a doozy. 2:40 to go. High Point, 67-63. What a big weekend it could turn out to be for High Point, North Carolina. The High Point men's team clinched their tournament spot today, of course. The women are now 2:40 from doing the same. High Point baseball took 2 out of 3 from Florida. And then High Point, North Carolina native Ryan Blaney won today's NASCAR Cup Series race at Phoenix. Just a little something to stew on. One other championship game today. South Dakota State's going back to the dance. They won the Summit League title 64-51 over North Dakota State. The Jackrabbits take a 27-6 record with them into the tournament. Other women's tournament action, non-championship games. Top-ranked UConn cruises into the Big East title game with a convincing 100-51 win over Creighton, 23 from Sarah Strong. Huskies will play Villanova tomorrow night. They beat Seton Hall 62-48. In the MAAC, number 25 Fairfield is into the championship with a 65-48 win over Merrimack. They get Quinnipiac, who beat Iona 63-62. The Mountain West Women's Tournament has chaos. Air Force knocked out the top seed San Diego State 83-76. They'll get Boise State next, who beat New Mexico 62-61. Later tonight, Fresno State against UNLV and Grand Canyon against Colorado State. Fun Belt Women's Championship is set. It'll be James Madison and Troy. The Dukes blew out Georgia Southern 81-53. The Trojans an 83-73 winner over defending champion Arkansas State. In the WCC, Santa Clara beat San Francisco 87-69. Oregon State a 60-50 winner over Portland today in that tournament. Other women's conference tournament finals of note, Purdue-Fort Wayne beat IU Indy 85-49 in the Horizon League. In the Big Sky, Idaho 66, Weber State 52. And Montana State beat Montana 78-57. That was the championship last year. Remember, Montana State had that perfect conference record and won it at the buzzer. Well, it wasn't a championship, and they did not need the heroics this time. The Bobcats win it by 21. Second half in Asheville, 38-27, UNCG, the number 7 seed, trying to make it into the championship game for the first time in 5 years. Furman, the 6th seed, looking for their 3rd trip to the title in the last 4 years. The winner gets top seed ETSU in tomorrow night's championship game. Second half starts. Furman now going from right to left as you listen. Tom House now back over to Wilkins. Right to left in white. UNCG the opposite direction in the blue uniforms. Bowser. Now it's Cole Bowser. And a turnover. UNCG up the floor. Norgard missed the bunny. Out of bounds, last touched by Furman. Yeah, UNCG. Inside. What the hell is that not a foul? It's a tie-up. It's going to be UNCG ball still. And they'll still have 17 seconds left on the timer. All right, here we go. Three-pointer. Off the mark for Greensboro, no good. 19:22 to play. 38-27. Spartans trying to move on into the championship and get a bid and have it be an all blue and gold affair. Furman may have something to say about it, though. Vanderwall. House. Now we're at 12 to shoot. Now gives it to Bowser. Bowser. Lob and an alley-oop stuff. Oh boy, it's Cooper Bowser with the throwdown. Furman back within 9. Six points for Bowser. UNCG with it. Here's Younger inside. No good, but Younger was fouled. Here is Younger at the free throw line. First free throw is no good. Second free throw is good. So a 10-point lead for the Spartans. Wilkins for 3. Didn't go. Vanderwall the rebound, and he threw it away. Here come the Spartans. Well, alley-oop, look out. Well, Younger dunked it with 2 hands. The problem is, you need the ball, son, to also finish making a successful alley-oop, and he did not have it. The ball was a little bit outside of his reach. Wilkins with 19 to shoot. Wilkins off the glass. Scores. Good finish. Loose ball here. Alex Wilkins, 8 points, 3 of 10 shooting. So an 8-point lead here for the Spartans. Eight-point game. On a stop is Marville. They're trying to work it. Here is, on the turnaround, here is Neely. And Neely scores. 2 for Neely. And the Spartan lead is now back to 10. Wilkins, another alley-oop lob, and another flush for Cooper Bowser. Furman back to within 8, still 17:08 to play. Then goes out of bounds. Meanwhile, in the Big South Women's Championship, High Point up 2 and at the free throw line, trying to seal the deal on that one. So, Neely is in a bit of a pickle there. Eight-point lead for UNCG. Neely, 16 points, and that's his first miss at the foul line tonight. So an 8-point lead for the Spartans early in this second half. Second free throw is also no good. Neely did have his own rebound originally, but there was a foul in that scramble for it, and the foul was called against UNCG. Vanderwall to inbound to Wilkins. Wilkins now trying to move on the right block. Wilkins, 15 to shoot. Now on the move, Furman, oh, good bounce pass. Vanderwall, I try to be too cute with the dipsy-do layup. And then out of bounds, last off of a Furman shirt. So back we go with the Spartans here. (41-33) UNCG. Norgard, top of the key. Norgard with 8. Bounce pass and picked off. Now it's UNCG ball, up by 8. Now another whistle. So here's Norgard on a drive, and he couldn't get it to go. Furman on the move. Paladins have got to get something here, down by 8. Here's Cooper Bowser. And Cooper Bowser, and a foul. And it'll be free throws, I believe. We come back. First break under 16 of the second half. Got a good one here. 15:35 to go. Gonna wait for this clock to tick before we stop it. 15:35 to go. 8-point lead for UNCG. We'll be back in just a moment. 15:35 left. 41-33 UNCG over Furman. Spartans with a chance to go to the dance. Again, the winner here goes to play ETSU in tomorrow night's championship game. Early in the second half, the Spartans with an 8-point lead. Furman at the free throw line here with a chance to get to 6. Here is Cooper Bowser, first free throw. And it is good. Bowser. In and out. Seven-point game. Greensboro needing something here. A 3 that is way off the mark from Whitehead. Furman now on the run. Here is Wilkins. Wilkins now giving it up. Little 1-2 back with Wilkins. Wilkins, ball popped out of his hand. Wilkins again. And Wilkins to the line. 82% free throw shooter Alex Wilkins out of Mattapan, Massachusetts. And a chance to cut further in to the Furman deficit. Foul on Pinedo for UNCG. 3 fouls. Wilkins. Got it. Another one coming. Second free throw, also good. And Furman's clawed their way back to within 5. (41 to 36). Neely. Little kick out. Neely a 3. That one is no good. Rebound Furman. Paladins now working with it. Wilkins in the lane. No good, but a foul as it bounced off the heel. And Furman again with a chance to cut into the deficit at the free throw line. So here's Wilkins at the free throw line. And Wilkins makes the first. Second free throw for Wilkins. That is good too. It's a 7-0 Furman run. Here is Marville now. Gives it up to Offenda. Offenda now over to Whitehead. Now Neely. Neely. Now back to Kazunas. 6 to shoot. Marville scores, and we got a 5-point game. UNCG needed that. (43 to 38). Johnston on the left wing handles it. Johnston now over to Bowser. Bowser right block. Bowser trying to squeeze through. Bowser turn around. Got it! And one for Cooper Bowser. Boy, Furman is living at the free throw line in this second half. So here is Cooper Bowser, 61% free throw shooter. Out of Woodbridge, Virginia, 11 points, 5 of 5 from the floor tonight. His first, his second free throw if he can make it. If I have my math correctly. And a stoppage to let UNCG sub maybe before the free throw. That's got a couple of the Furman folk incensed. Bowser makes the free throw. 2-point lead for the Spartans. 43-41. And now another Furman turnover forced by Furman. Bronson. Now it's Johnston. Back out to Edrin Bronson. 20 on the timer. Bronson now pass to Johnston to the right wing. Johnston now over to Cooper Bowser. Cooper Bowser on the left perimeter. Now back to Johnston. Johnston with a kick-out move. Here is Mason Smith. Or now this is Bronson. 7 to shoot. Bronson inside Johnston. Johnston looked like an offensive foul, and that is indeed the call. Looked like he led with a shoulder there, and we're going back with the Spartans. He's set. Younger set. That's a good call. Tenth Furman turnover of the night. Marville. Younger now having a discussion with head coach. Two-point game, still 12:52 to go. Marville now over to Norgard. Now back to Marville. On the drive. Oh, good block by Johnston. Now Furman pushing the other way with Edrin Bronson. Bronson trying to spin. Left wing now feeds Thomas. 15 to shoot. Bronson left wing now over to Johnston. 12 to shoot. Johnston. Hand off Thomas. 10 to shoot. Thomas in the lane. Bounce pass Johnston. Cut out. Johnston saves it. 3 to shoot. Thomas has to pull for 3. It's good, and Furman has the lead. They've come all the way back. Asa Thomas. A 13-2 Paladin run. And they're in front. Marville with it now. Marville with it. Now here's Norgard to the left block. Marville once again. Marville back over to Neely. Neely attacks. And Neely's fouled. And that'll lead us to a break. 11:44 to play. We got a good one in Greenville, or Nashville. The team from Greenville, Furman, leads UNCG 44-43. 11:44 to play. 44-43 Furman. An NCAA SoCon Championship game appearance for a chance to stay alive for the NCAAs on the line here. Furman with their first lead of the night, but they could be losing it. Justin Neely at the free throw line. 79% free throw shooter. Leader on this team from Miami, and he makes the first free throw. Second free throw is no good. Pass, tipped. Greensboro tips the pass, and Furman kept it alive somehow. Here is Johnston. Johnston knifing in, and Johnston's fouled. Johnston with 7 points and 4 rebounds, and he makes the first one. Sydney, Australia. 64% free throw shooter. Second free throw is good. 2-point Furman lead. $11:08 to go. Furman up 2. Here's Neely. Neely gives the ball up to Marville. And Marville shuffles in the lane. Tied again at 46. Furman on the pass, passing it well. Johnston's 3 is no good, but there is a foul underneath. Game trends. UNC Greensboro has led for 27 minutes and 30 seconds. Furman has led for a grand total of 52 seconds. Front end of the 1-1 hit. Spartans back on top. Second free throw, good. And the Spartans now lead it 48-46. What a good one this has been so far. Here's Furman on the move. Good pass. Kick out. Wilkins buries at 3, and the Paladins back at front. 49-48 is near the halfway point of the second half. Spartans trying to respond. Norgard's 3, no. Neely tapped the rebound away. And into the hands of Wilkins of Furman. Halfway through the second half. Spot in the title game on the line. Wilkins knifing it. Oh, they go for the lob. I thought it was going to be a short air ball, but Cooper Bowser says, I got you, buddy. I'll slam it down. 3-point lead for Furman. Marville now on the move. Marville with a step back 3 to tie the game. He's got it. And Marville. 51 apiece. What a night. Now we've got a... Oh, I almost thought we had a whistle there for a second. Here's Wilkins on the right side. Wilkins scores off glass. Great work by Alex Wilkins, and Furman leads. Back and forth we go in Asheville. Marville, under 9 to play. Neely attacks. Neely lays it in. Tie game, 8:31 to go. Wilkins free to fire right corner. 3 good. Oh my goodness, these two are throwing haymakers. At the other end, layup missed. They got the rebound back though. Younger scores. 1 point game. Now we got a whistle. That's going to be a stoppage. I think broadcasters may need a break too. 7:53 left. Furman up 1 in the SoCon semifinals. "56-55 Furman with 7:53 to play. Are we heading for a great finish in this one? "7:53 left. UNCG with the ball. Marville. Whitehead. Now it's Neely. Neely now back over to Marville. Marville now finds Whitehead. Here's the bounce pass underneath to Neely, and Neely scores. Spartans back in front, 57-56. At the other end, Wilkins. Oh my goodness, this is insane. Neely. No, but a foul. One-point game, 7:07 to play. Now we have an official review for a flagrant here, I believe. One player's still down here. Say 7:07 to go. Furman with a 58-57 lead. No flagrant, but it is a foul. It is going to be Neely at the line. Neely with 21 points. Make it 22. Hits the free throw. Another one on the way. Second free throw is no good. Rebound, Furman. Game tied at 58. Here's Furman with a move. Inside. Oh, what a pass. What a shot. Oh! Furman leads again. On the three. It's Bronson again. 61-58. 6.5 to play. Here's Neely on the right block. 14 to shoot. Neely inside. Neely gives it up to Younger. Younger off the glass. 1-point game. What a game. Still 6 minutes to play. Furman up by 1. 15 for Younger. Wilkins for Furman. Wilkins off the glass. It scoops it in right side. Good work, Wilkins. Alex Wilkins keeping Furman in front. Here's Neely. Neely now over to Whitehead. Whitehead kick out Neely left wing. Now back to Marville. Marville. Neely, 3 to tie. No. A little too strong. Bounced out into the hands of Johnston. Wilkins will now slowly bring it up the floor for Furman. Wilkins with the basketball. Wilkins now over to Johnston. Now it's House, 11 to shoot. House, all alone in the corner is Cole Bowser. And he hits a 3. Cole Bowser cans one. And it's a 6-point Paladin lead. He was begging for it, got it, and hit it. Marville with it for UNCG. Trying to win a third in 3 days. Neely spins, scores. And then a quick timeout with 4:38 to go. Or wait a minute, was it a foul? I think it was a foul. Oh, okay. So no foul. No time. I don't know what the stoppage was for. Either way, Furman has the ball again. Up by 4. Here's House. Kick out. Bronson a 3. Too strong. Rimmed out. And grabbed by UNCG. Marville. Norgard a 3. Left it short. Into the hands of Johnston. Now it's Wilkins. Wilkins in the left wing. Now the left-hand dribble. Wilkins now. Left block. Wilkins. Oh, good pass inside. Johnston blew the bunny. Into the hands of Neely. And a foul on Furman as Norgard hit the deck. 3:43 left. 4-point lead for Furman. Can they hang on? We got a doozy of a finish coming up. .343 to go. Alex Wilkins, Justin Neely putting on a show, both with 24. 66 to 62. Furman, 3:43 left. Each team 3 timeouts. What's on the line? Just a date with ETSU tomorrow night and a chance to go to the NCAA tournament. Nothing major at all. Furman fans getting all hyped up and showing out. This has been a very, very fun tournament. Here's Noah Norgard at the line. 2 big ones. The 70% free throw shooter from Denmark. 'And he left it short of the first one. no matter who goes, but especially if it's Furman ETSU, you have two teams that aren't far from each other. That'll make for a great atmosphere tomorrow night in Asheville. It'll be a good atmosphere if Greensboro goes too, but Furman, a 4-point lead. Now, Norgard's second free throw. Up and good. 3-point lead. Bronson up the floor for Furman. Bronson now with it. Bronson now moves over to the left side. Good bounce pass. Vanderwall. Lost the drill. Vanderwall traveled. Vanderwall traveled, and it goes back to UNCG. You may think this game's almost over with 3:29 left. With a 3-point game and 3 timeouts on each side. You better think again on that one, Buster. 12th Furman turnover of the night. Neely inbounds to Marville. Marville now over to Norgard. Norgard to the left wing. Norgard now trying to move. Norgard. Pinedo. And Pinedo turned it over himself. House with it. Now Bronson. And Bronson's going to take one of those remaining Furman timeouts. So down to 2 left. Again, ETSU, the #1 seed, the only high seed that seems to have success. It's been a bit of a curse so far, at least through the first few days, to be a higher seed. A lower seed over a higher seed. It's been a pretty big there. This is the 8th game of the tournament. In the first 7 games, the higher seeded team is just 3-4, and 2 of those wins were by ETSU. The only other high seed not named ETSU to have won a game was UNCG when they beat VMI in the first round. But you had 9 beat 8 on Friday in dramatic fashion with the Citadel over Chattanooga. Then yesterday in the quarterfinals, 3 of the lower seeds won. 5 beat 4 with Western over Mercer. The 7 beat 2 and 6 beat 3. 1 beat 5 earlier today. Can 7 beat 6 and make it to the championship game? And then, of course, you look at what happened in the women's tournament, where the only lower seeded team that won a game was Sanford, who just so happened to win 3 of them and go dancing. Three-point Furman lead as we are slightly more than 3 minutes left. Goes to the championship game. Three-point game. 3:06 left. Furman with the ball inbounding after the timeout, and here we go. Now it's Cooper Bowser. Wilkins for 3. It's good! Big time shot by Alex Wilkins. Furman up by 6. Neely inside, and A foul. Count the bucket. To 65, Furman on top. So now Neely, and one free throw. He makes it. 3-point Furman lead. Here is Cooper Bowser. Dripped. Got it back, though. 13 to shoot. Needs help. Gets it in the form of House. 3 off a curl. Off the heel, no good. Rebounded by UNCG. As we near 2 minutes to play in this SoCon semi. Neely, right block. Neely to Norgard. Neely. No. Fight for the rebound. Pineda in the middle of it. Out of bounds. Furman ball. So Vanderwall now going to the bench. Minute 59 left. 3-point Furman lead. And a timeout taken by the officials. I was about to say by somebody. Oh, it's a coach's challenge. We got a coach's challenge from Mike Jones. Let's see. Please come up. This is a super slow-mo here. Still waiting for the verdict here. And the referees are still discussing. Both teams in the huddle. So both sets of fans, are a chance to just dance a little bit. Again, in a game like this, you have to look at it to the nth degree. I know it's annoying, the end-of-game reviews. I know John Rothstein and others like myself, we don't like it. But in this situation, you got to make sure you get it right because this is everything. Season in the balance for both these teams. Season, literally, rides on this call. Still, they're looking at it. This is wild. And Jones wins the challenge. UNCG ball down 3 with a minute 59 land. Here is Neely to inbound. 8 seconds on the timer, though. They got to be aware of that. Marville, 5. Marville in trouble with 2. 1. Norgard throws up a prayer. Off the front of the rim. I think the shot clock went up before he hit it, though. Got to be aware of that. If you're UNCG. Here's Furman for 3. Rattled, but goes in. Around the world and in. 6-point Paladin lead. Wilkins is 4th 3 of the night. He's got 30. Marville answers back. And a quick timeout with 1:08 to go. You don't like March, huh? My God. What a game. Some haymakers being exchanged. Furman up by 3. How is this all going to come out in the end? Alex Wilkins for Furman. He's had the hot hand, up by 3. Into the final minute. Each team with 2 timeouts left. Johnston now gives it over to Bronson. 11 to shoot. Wilkins extended. Bronson, 3, bullseye! Adrian Bronson, big time triple. At the other end, Greensboro responds with another 3. Marville this time. Good night, America. $75-72, 35.5. "35 seconds. Can the Paladins? Hang on, can the Spartans get a stop? Again, your timeout scenario. Furman has 2 left. UNCG has 1 left. 5 seconds. Furman about to come out of the huddle. So now, both out of the huddle. What does Furman, if you're Furman, you got to put it in the hands of Wilkins. Now, here's the thing with UNCG. It's a 5-second difference between game and shot clock. I don't think it's so. If you're asking me, I don't think it's a question of if you foul. Do you foul? It's when do you foul? Furman runs the baseline. Bronson, double team. Bronson in a world of trouble. Furman's got to get it across midcourt. Wilkins just barely does. Almost lost the basketball. And then Wilkins is fouled by Norgard with 23 seconds left. It's not who you wanted to foul there if you're UNCG, but you were getting desperate again. You almost had no choice because the differential between the game and the shot clock. Wilkins, 1-1, nothing but nylon on the front end. Second free throw, good. 77-72. Cooper Bowser at the free throw line. UNCG's got to hurry here. 22 seconds. Pinedo. Anything left to the tank. Marville, 18 seconds. Cross the midcourt stripe. Marville fires and hits it. They will not die. Final UNCG timeout. So a 2-point game, 14 seconds. No timeouts for the Spartans. The Paladins have 2 left. So, something to keep in mind for Furman if UNCG pressures the inbound. Now, who do you get into the hands of? Obviously, you would want Wilkins, an 82% free throw shooter. If House is on the floor, he's at 85. Cole Bowser is 89, but he's only taken 18 of the year, so that's a bit of a misnomer. Johnson is just 64. Bronson is at 69, so two-point game is 14 seconds left. Inbound at Bronson. And it's Bronson who's fouled. And this is still a 1-1 here. And Bronson is just a 69% free throw shooter. UNCG gets the rebound. Remember, they have no timeouts. Bronson, 10 points. Now, we talk about the fact that he's a 69% free throw shooter, but he's 4 of 4 at the line tonight. He needs to be 6 of 6 in the next 40 seconds. Makes the front end. Now the big one. Bronson needs this. If he makes it, two-possession game with 12 seconds would make it not impossible, but a very big mountain to climb for UNCG. Bronson rattles it in. And Bob Ritchie is going to take a timeout just to get his team calmed and settled and get the defensive plan situated. Furman 12 seconds away from another trip to the title game. Four-point game. Furman has a timeout left. No timeouts for UNCG. So here we go. 4-point game, 12 seconds. Here we go. Inbounds 11 seconds. Norgard with 8. And it's a long three. Younger off the front of the rim, no good. Wilkins the rebound. He's fouled with 2.9. Furman's heading back to the SoCon Championship game. $32 for Wilkins. How about 33? And 34 if he makes this one. 10 of 17 shooting. The 33 points, the most by a Furman player in a Southern Conference tournament game since 1978. He now has 34. 2 seconds left. A brave UNCG effort is going to come up short. The inbounds pass is picked off. And Furman will play for another trip in the dance tomorrow night. They were down at the half. They end up winning an absolute barnstormer of a game. And on they go to get a crack at the top seed ETSU tomorrow night in Asheville for the championship. It's a pounding party tonight as the boys from Greenville will take on the men from Johnson City for all the marbles. What a night by Alex Wilkins. Third time in the last 4 years that Furman's in the title game. What another fun day of basketball. You see the final. Furman 81, UNCG 75. We thank you for watching this college basketball watch-along.